weather cooperate so the Atlanta Braves 2021 ring chase and 4-peat NL East title chase can get off the tracks. I am so excited, super pumped, can't wait. So as promised, these are the roster breakdowns. They will be in 4 separate videos for each position, so I can go in more depth and I will give you some predictions, some of them lofty, crazy, probably unattainable, but I'm positive when it comes to the Braves, so that's what I'm going to give you. And you can tell me whether I'm a genius or a dummy, and we can track these as the season goes on, so that'll be a fun thing to do. Obviously, with the roster and having no DH at this point, the roster is very fluid and can change on a dime. So I'm just going on what we have right now. So for the usual suspects in the infield, MVP Free is going to chase that crown again, in my opinion, with a .321 average, 34 homers, 110 RBIs, and Ozzie Albies is going to benefit greatly from Chipper Jones being in that dugout for home games as an extra sponge that Ozzie Albies can talk to about switch hitting and things of that nature. So I think he's going to have a huge year. 270, 25 homers, 85 RBIs, and 100+ runs scored. Dansby Swanson, same thing. I'll go 270, 23 homers, and 80 RBIs. And Austin Riley, 265, 19 homers, and 81 RBIs. And I know those are lofty, and they probably won't have an especially the average, but again, those are my predictions, so laugh or agree or whatever you want to do. I think we're going to have a massive year offensively, and it's going to be amazing to watch from our usual suspects. And I do understand that our bench has been a point of conversation and contention with us as fans and even front office, because we realize that the depth isn't necessarily there and the firepower isn't necessarily there. But I would argue that we haven't really had a bench that we could write home about for a while, other than the Martin Prado, Matt Diaz, Omar Infante days, when the DH wasn't in play. And honestly, I wouldn't fall asleep on this bench. I know it doesn't look flashy on paper, but Pablo Sandoval, 3-time world champion, I know he's trying to get back to those Giants days, but he basically hit his way on this roster with a near 400 average this spring. Wasn't afraid to take his walks. Just having really good at bats late in ball games is something that you can't dismiss. And his leadership in the clubhouse, he can play first and third. He will likely just be the pinch hit in big situations, giving us that power off the bench, or the main power source off the bench, as long as our usual suspects are in there. But he's going to give you a great at-bat, so don't sleep on the Panda there. Adher Adrianza, he was the surprise of spring for many, including me, hitting .412, 12 RBIs and 2 homers, including a 3-run Jimmy Jack walk-off against the Rays. I really like him. 31, been through the wars, won a World Series with the Giants. He's also not afraid to take his walk or take what the defense gives him, but his way on, keep the line moving. Just do anything possible to help this team win. And his versatility is there. Second, short. He's also played some right and left in the latter part of spring training to kind of help his versatility there. So definitely really liking Adrianza and his prospects there as well. And then you got Alex Jackson, who's already got the defensive tools. They are more developed than William Contreras, and his offensive production had ticked up nicely at the latter part of spring training, especially with the Oppo Taco swing, a couple of Oppo Taco bombs, and just taking what the pitcher gives him and driving it with authority the other way. And honestly, all we're looking for Alex Jackson is defense and helping put a damper to the run game and help pitchers through the ball game. And whatever it gives us offensively is a bonus. But the latter part of spring training gave me a lot of hope for his approach, just not trying to do too much and having really good at bats. So I really like what I saw from Alex Jackson, and I think he well earned the backup catcher spot for us there. And then Ender Inciarte, he's still too pull happy to me, but he will be the late defensive replacement for Marcell Ozuna in left field when we are winning at this point in late in ball games. And then you got the pinch running ability for him, the steal ability, and if he can get back to not being too pull happy and just take what the pitcher gives him, we could give him some spot starts. But Ender is kind of just that defensive replacement speedster off the bench right now. But I don't necessarily hate that at this point. And then obviously Jason Kidnis is back with the Braves on a minor league deal, and I feel like once we go through the rotation once with an opener game with Oscar Inoue, the bench will change and Kipnis might be up really quickly, and he kind of reminds me of that here. Adrianza gives you a late professional at bat, got a little bit of pop, and is willing to just take what the pitcher gives him, keep the line moving, and rally starters. So I like the prospects of our bench. Is it the Dodgers? Is it flashy? Is it guys that should be starting on other rosters right now? I don't know. It's not like the Dodgers, definitely not, but it'll play, and we won't need them too much because in the early part of the season you would suspect that our regulars will play a lot, hopefully just not a lot of extra inning games, but we'll see what happens. That is my thoughts on the infield and possible projections and things of that nature. But as always, go Braves. I love our infield, and I know those were lofty predictions, but if I'm right, we are going places this season, and I can't wait.